I think the way most people are making videos for the Amazon influencer program is losing them money. Well, okay, probably not losing them money, but missing out on potential for earning money. And I have some really good data to back this up. So I analyzed 3,000 different videos on the Amazon influencer program creator connections. And then I personally viewed a few hundred of these to see like, what are the videos that people are doing? What's the beginning like? What's the middle like? What's the overall style? Is it horizontal, vertical? And I got to tell you, watching all of those videos was kind of painful because it was like I was watching the same exact video over and over and over again. Saturation gets talked about a lot in this program because there is a lot of saturation. One area where there is not a lot of saturation, in my opinion, is good videos versus low effort videos. If you're making a low effort video, there is a ton of saturation. If you want to do just a little bit more, give a little bit more effort, you're going to put yourself in a position where there's way less saturation because there's not a lot of people doing these few things that set them apart from everyone else. The first thing I want to talk about, and honestly, of all the things I'm going to talk about, this is probably the least important, but I assigned everything a rank from 1 to 5, 1 being the video I thought where if I watch this video, I don't need to watch any more videos. It answered all my questions. 5 being this didn't answer any of my questions. It didn't help me at all. I was just curious, of the videos that I ranked highly, what was the average price for these videos? And we can see it's about $115. And then from the ranks 2, 3, 4, and 5, there's not a significant difference. So really the only thing this is telling me is for higher price items, people do tend to put more effort towards making the videos, but ranks 2 through 5, maybe it's about the same. Again, I don't really know what to make of this, so let's move on to the next slide. And really quick, I just want to talk about the difference between vertical and horizontal. I just have to say straight up, there were not a lot of vertical videos compared to horizontal videos, so I don't think this data is necessarily accurate. But the main thing I want to point out here is the vertical videos compared to horizontal videos always performed worse. Now, at least a couple cases they ranked 4 instead of 5, and I don't know what to make of that. The other thing I have to say is I pulled all of these products from my active creator connection campaigns, and I'm more in a tech niche. If this was makeup or clothing, shoes, something like that, this might be wildly different. I don't think any of this information is that important other than find out what works well in your niche and stick with it. The next thing I want to talk about though is really cool. This is a question I've heard all the time. Thumbnails, do they matter? Almost everyone says, no, not really, maybe. In the data I have though, I would say, probably it matters. Let me show you why. When I went through and ranked all the thumbnails, I basically had two different things that I ranked. One was, does it have text or not? That's it, not what was the text or anything, just like any text at all or no text. And then the other thing I ranked was kind of the overall style of the thumbnail. If we look here at the average rank, if it has thumbnail text or not, so the graph is kind of upside down because we want this to be as low as we can to be number 1. But having text is definitely better than not having text on average. So that's pretty straightforward. Having text, good. Not having text, not as good. Now, if we look at this other side, this is more about the thumbnail style, what was in the thumbnail. And there's a million ways I could have done this. These might not be the best categories, but basically what seemed to perform the best or closest to the number 1 position at 2.44 is if you show the product and your body or yourself in the same thumbnail. Showing the face in the product or showing the product only also did pretty well. And what by far performed the worst is thumbnails just generated from Amazon, or in other words, no thumbnail at all, no custom thumbnail. So people who are not uploading custom thumbnails to Amazon, their videos on average are performing much worse than people who are uploading any other type of thumbnail. This is one of those things where, is it correlation or is it causation? Honestly, I think it might be a little bit more correlation. I think if people are lazy enough to not upload a custom thumbnail, they're probably also lazy enough to not really do a great video, and that video is obviously not going to rank in the number 1 spot as often. I think the people who are putting forth the time to to add text to the thumbnail or to make a nice looking thumbnail, they are probably also the people who are taking the time to make a higher quality or a better video. These videos are ranking higher. As for text versus no text, I would just say based on the data, probably add text. It's not going to hurt. It's easy enough to do. If you can get a bump or a boost in any way, this might be the easiest way to do it. The next thing I want to go over is the first 10 seconds of the video. So I actually wrote a script when I watched these hundreds of videos. It would play the first 10 seconds of the video and then stop so I could rank it. It would play the next 10 seconds of the video and then stop so I could rank it. And then it would play the rest of the video. So I have a really good idea of what is going on in the first 10 seconds of the video. And to look at this graph, again, we want to look for low numbers because we want to rank the #1 spot. Sorry, the software I used to make my graphs, not that great. Just pretend this is flipped or whatever. But let's start with the worst thing you can do in the opening 10 seconds of your video. That is unboxing. People apparently don't want to see you pull stuff out of a box when you first start the video. The other thing people don't want to see is your personal testimony. People don't want to hear how great that thing is or what you're using it for or the dog that you bought it for. People are not wanting introductions or testimonies. So what are people wanting to see? If we go to the very bottom, people want to see comparisons. If you start your video showing two products side by side and tell people that you are going to show the difference between these two products, that actually seems to consistently rank really high. And I realize most of your videos are not going to be comparison videos. So if they're not comparison videos, what's the next thing you should do is B-roll. So the videos that had B-roll and they were talking about the product while they were showing footage of it, those seem to do really well, demonstrating the product. Now, again, this is in the first 10 seconds. So the first thing people see, they don't want to see you introducing the product. They want to see close-ups of the product. They want to see demonstrations. So what about the next 10 to 20 seconds of the video? We're seeing more or less the same thing. People don't want to hear a testimony. They don't want to get a product introduction. They don't want you talking about what the product will or won't do. They want comparisons. They want B-roll. They want demonstrations. And then for the rest of the video, what do people want to see? Again, you don't need to talk about how much you like a thing. You don't need to unbox it for people. I think this comparison part is kind of an anomaly just because there were so few videos. But what people do want to see is demonstrations and features, B-roll with voiceover. People want to see you using the product close up. And speaking of demonstration, I'm going to try to demonstrate right here, right now, exactly what I mean in real life. We're going to look over some videos together. So I'm on a page that shows random Amazon products. So we're going to refresh it. I want to look for something that's not super inexpensive. Okay. We know what it looks like. We want to see how to use it and how it works. So we'll open this up. So this video is more what you could expect to find for a lot of videos. #1 video, this is the longest by far video. #1 spot, this is probably going to stay there for a while. And then the bottom video is the shortest video. This is probably going away anytime someone uploads another video. Let's have a quick look at what the beginning parts of these videos are like. So honestly, this guy starts off doing what I wouldn't suggest doing, which he's talking about it and unboxing it. I think he should demo it first, but it looks like he does get to demoing it. So he's using it. This is the kind of stuff that people want to see. If he did this video again and he started out with this part, I think this would do really well. Let's look at some of these other videos. Okay. He's just talking about opinion, showing it, showing a look, giving a close up, kind of demoing it, not really cooking any food. Let's look at a tripod real quick. I actually bought this tripod. I like it quite a bit. I haven't made a video of it, but when I bought it, I got enough information from this page that I didn't even bother watching some of the videos. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay. So again, #1 video, top spot. This is the longest video. This is going to provide more information. Looks like the next two videos that kind of swaps, and then 4 and 5 are a little bit shorter, but let's find out why this is the #1 video. Okay. Right from the gate, he's showing a close up. So that's good. It's got 125 helpful votes. So that indicates to me this has been probably on the #1 spot for quite a while. He's just talking about it. I think I could probably make a video of this and show more information, show it in use better. I might be able to knock this off the #1 spot. Maybe I will try to do that and do a follow-up video for this. But basically, this is just straight up features and demo, but it's a close-up so you get a good look. Just a single shot. This wasn't that difficult to make, but it is very informative from a close-up perspective. Let's look at some of these other videos. So this has 9 helpful votes, not a whole lot. It seems like she's just talking, testimonial. Why does she need a tripod? I don't want to watch it at this point anymore. I don't even know what she's talking about. Okay, then we look at this. Oh, comparison, boom, 101 helpful votes. So that's a great thing to show right out of the gate. They're comparing, shows how the feet work. That's good. That is a good way to do it. Let's look at some one helpful vote. This is introducing. We don't need an introduction. Okay, now we see it. That's good. That should have been the first thing that she did, in my opinion, is just show it right out of the gate. Now she's kind of doing some features. So this is a lot better. Let's look at this, and no helpful votes, and it's just kind of showing it in action. I don't know if that demonstrated exactly what I'm talking about, but the trends from the few videos that we did look at, for sure, longer videos are getting the higher rank. And maybe that's the single most important thing about it. But I would argue that providing a lot of information and showing things in action from the get-go, that's about one of the most important things you can do. I think I probably will do a video on the tripod because I have it. And that might be a good case study is, can I overtake the #1 position for a video? It looks like it's been there for a long, long time. If I did a video that showed more action from the get-go, provided more information, could I take over that #1 spot? So, subscribe and find out in a month or two or a year or two. Sorry, that was a long tangent, but the last graphic and the last thing I want to talk about in this video is how well does the actual carousel rank match up against what I ranked videos when I watched all of them. Here you can see my exact ranking system. So #1 means I don't need to watch anymore. It answered all my questions. #2, it answered most of my questions. #3, it was helpful. #4 is it was a bit too much testimony and not a lot of information. And then my 5th ranking is it helped little to none. So I want to reiterate, I watched a few hundred videos, so I just watched them over and over again. I put them in random order so that I wouldn't be swayed by seeing a few of the videos for the same product. I randomized the whole thing. I watched the video. I gave it a ranking based on what I thought made a good video. And then I compared it with the ranking for where it actually placed in the upper carousel. And as you can see, the things I ranked at #1, they ranked in the upper carousel as 1.38. So almost an exact match. #2, 2.4. Again, really close match. 3, 3.24. 4, 3.58. So 4 and 5 might be off the furthest, but basically what I thought made a good video and where the videos were placed almost matched up perfectly. So you could look at that and think that I'm a super genius, but I'm not. I am a normal person who knows in the first 10 seconds whether or not a video is good. If you go to a product page and you know exactly what it is you're going to buy, and you've already seen 1, 2, or 3 videos about the product and you still don't have an answer to your question, and then you go on to the next video and then the person holds up the product and says, "This is an electric razor I got. I love this electric razor. It's so nice." I'm going to click off that video. I don't need an introduction to what it is. I already know what it is. I clicked on the product. I want people to show me right away what results I would get with this razor, how well it would work, how smooth of a shave I would get with. That's what I want to know. That's what you should be showing in the first 10 seconds. That's what you should be showing in the rest of the video. I don't think you need to ramble on forever and ever like I'm doing in this video, but I do think that the length of the video, all the data shows the longer the video is, the higher it will rank. And that doesn't mean you can just make a video really long and Amazon's going to rank it. It means people who are making long videos are adding a lot of good information. People don't want to watch multiple videos just to get an answer to one question. People would much rather watch one longer video to get it done. If you want to rank high and you want to stay there, make a high quality video, answer questions in the first 10 seconds, demonstrate it, show close-ups, make the video long enough to answer all the questions, and you will have a successful video. In my next video, I want to talk about the Amazon Influencer Program as a whole, how it's been over the past few years, some trends I'm seeing, and what you can do to make sure that you are successful.